10 seconds away from the start of the James Hardie 1087 World Touring Car Championship. Racing in the 87 Classic and getting away smartly. On the inside was Andy Rouse. Here's Grice making a run. And Perkins down the inside, and Grice looking for it into the first corner.
And Ludwig has missed the jump. Neidwitz, rather.
Terrible start from him in car 7. There he is behind Peter McLeod in the mobile car number 10 as the field streaks up Mountain Straight. A dreadful start from Neidwitz.
Beautiful shots as they head up Mountain Straight, bound for the right-hander at Bridgestone corner.
Andy Rouse, the leader, as they press at the top and head towards Bridgestone, the right-hander. Very quick, fast, sweeping right-hander. Meidecke to second. There's Perkins and Brock. Johnny Cicotto, car number 42, the BMW M3.
Steve Sober got off to a much better start than his Eggenberger teammate, Neidwitz. Sober in third place. So one of the Texaco cars up there with the front runners, but he's got Allan Grice right on his hammer, followed by Larry Perkins, Peter Brock, and then Neville Crichton.
Commodores on the pace as they head to the top of Mount Panorama. Problems there for one of the Shell Sierras, had to back off, would have been Neville Crichton. They head down now towards the Castrol Sand Trap. Here's our track cam, 7 Sport exclusive as the cars go over the top of our camera. And they come down for the completion of the first lap. Here's Soper making a move. Going to put a number on Meidecke. That moves him up to second. Grice sits back in fourth, and the Bob Jane T-Mart's Commodore as they complete the first lap of the 87 Classic.
There is Dick Johnson in trouble in car number 17.
Doesn't appear to be any damage. It looks like he's just rolled off the circuit with some mechanical problem.
They sweep through down beneath the Bridgestone Bridge again to the left-hander coming up. And here comes the move from Steve Soper as he puts one on Andy Rouse and will take the lead. Rouse tucks in behind him. So with 3 completed, Steve Soper of Great Britain in the Texaco Ford Sierra takes over the lead in the James Hardie 1000. Rouse in second, and third place held by Andrew Meidecke. Let's have a look on our Toyota replay of an incident that occurred up here. Larry Perkins. Pop!
And I think that's the number 18 Ford Sierra, which was driven by Neville Crichton off the start.
He's made up that gap he lost over the top of the mountain and now sits on the bumper of the Texaco Ford Sierra. And here's the Grouse. Rouse making his move down the outside. Can he do it? There's Colin Bond's stranded Caltex Alpha 75 on the way up the straight. Steve Soper takes back the lead in the James Hardie 1000, but not for long because Andy Rouse comes up to run side by side with him. Meidecke sits just back behind them. They're having a swapsy game at the front. 10 laps now completed in the great race for 87. Over the crest there. Here he comes, down the inside. Moment of truth for Jimmy Richards. Look at Fury. Fury going to try and see if he can sneak down there as well. Here comes the farmer. They work their way up Motorcraft Hill. Jimmy Richards will have the line for the next turn, but George takes it in deep. Will Richards give way? George is very wide as they come out of the turn. Power on, turbo boost, door handle to door handle. And the Nissans get through on the inside of the JPS BMW. Sensational stuff. And the Aussie from Port Macquarie is now in front. One guy who we caught early on our Toyota replay. This is the lusty Commodore getting out of shape, and her runch. Up she goes. Down it comes.
Hello.
Looks like one of the Commodores smoking profusely. Must be Peter Brock.
Yep, it's the Parsons car. Peter Brock, Parsons car. Parsons at the wheel, of course, only having just got in the vehicle. The man who set the fastest time in qualifying for this year's race. Klaus Ludwig, as we see another incident here at the Hill corner. Round and round goes car 32. The Warren Cullen, Gary Sprague entry.
Klaus Ludwig with that brilliant pit stop, according to our charts now, has gone through to take over the lead. Andrew Meidecke in second spot. Steve Soper in third, so Sierra's still 1, 2, 3. On our Toyota replay for you. this incident at the top of the hill with one of the BMWs,
That's
number
Cicotto.
42. Johnny Cicotto having an anxious moment as he tapped a slower car. And only seconds ago, Lucio Cesario in the number 57 Caltex Alpha has gone off in the S's. Car was running 38th in the field. Let's have a look at the replay, courtesy of Toyota. You can see exactly what happened.
Oh, launched it.
Straight through the curb, missed it completely, creases it twice against the concrete wall, and the car is now out. And for the first time in the James Hardie Classic, a pace car comes onto the circuit. A fierce storm moving in over Mount Panorama. Spots of rain already appearing on the screen of Glenn Seton's Peter Jackson Nissan Skyline.
And along the pit lane, Mike, the team managers frantic, the crews getting out the wet weather tyres in preparation for a swarm of pit stops as the showers sweep in, driven by a very strong west to southwest wind. Persistent rain, although that one big...
Oh, he's got it sideways. Had to fight for that to get it back on the road. Very dramatic pictures coming to you out of England.
Dangerous moments here.
Now, if he's having problem with the turbo Nissan, you can imagine the strife that Steve Soper is having with wheel spin in the Sierra.
Every time they change gear. Oh, goodness.
Oh, I used to drive a go-kart. He's as safe as the Bank of England.
Well, I hope you're right.
He's one of the good old boys from karting, Glenn.
Hope you're right for
I'm not
Phil
going to put
Gibson's sake.
Oh, don't prove me wrong, Glenn. Oh, Glenn. Now, you can see the dilemma. Does he go into the pits and he'll have to put wets on? He's going to end up with a bigger problem. He's going to be out of tyres, then give it another 10 laps because the track will be dry. They're doing a
pad change.
Yep. If you think it's warm at home and nice and comfortable and sunny where you are, take a look at this. This is Mount Panorama Bathurst. We started the day under threatening skies. And this is really going to be a test here for the final hour of the World Touring Car Championship round.
12 seconds gone, and it is torrential down here at the moment. The rain's driving sideways, freezing cold. Steve Soper still in the car, Pierre Dieudonné standing by, and the track is now very, very wet, and it's gale force. Just on 30 seconds was the stop then for Soper, and as you can see, they've gone for a full groove wet tyre. There's pandemonium down here.
I'm not saying it's blowing a gale, ladies and gentlemen, but it almost blew our 3 lap scorers off the balcony roof here in front of us. And there they are, assisting our race score people.
They've forgotten lunch.
Yes. And if there was any refuse on the ground down below, they'll find it at Orange sometime tomorrow.
The flagpoles along the main straight bending almost double at some points with the strength of this wind. It is just phenomenal. There's one of the Oxo cars. It's had it. Which one is it? It's 34.
It's 34, yeah.
That's the Giddings car.
Yeah, he's clobbered the side there fairly hard.
And also the pace car is out on the track. Let's go to Neil Crompton.
The yellow flags are out at the moment. I think I just saw the pace car going out. It's actually hailing here at present. It's freezing cold, and we're standing by for the other Texaco Sierra. And if you've ever seen some sensational pit activity, you've never seen anything until what you're going to see in the next few minutes.
Cicotto's car has got some very heavy damage to the front, and here's the reason why the pace car's out.
This is the reason up on the top part of the mountain.
Yes, one of the Toyotas, car number 91. That's the Faulkner entry.
I think it's both of the Toyotas,
Is it?
actually, Wilco.
Yeah, he's got one wheel that's virtually right off.
That's the 24 car, the Bajan Bauquet car in the background, the 91 Toyota, and there's another car here about to get collected.
Oh, that's the
goodness me.
Brabham Fangio car.
Yeah.
That's going to stop it completely. Even the pace car won't. Oh, yes, it will.
There's room for it to get through. So long as there's room, the pace car will stay out. That's why the pace car's here, so a race can still continue, albeit under controlled conditions.
Still can't identify the car on the right-hand side of the circuit, the third of the cars involved in the major part of this incident. The Fangio car you saw also was involved there on the way through, but it's still moving, pushing the Bauquet car off the infield now. Cicotto wending his way slowly. Look at the front left wheel. The flags are out, the pace car is out.
And not only that, Klaus Ludwig, who's just leaving the pits now, is going to be held at the pit exit, and he's going to lose a lap on the lead car.
Now we've got some replays coming up for you that will help to explain the sequence of events here. Let's have a look.
Oh, what a feeling, Toyota replay. That's the first of the Toyotas.
Looks like 91.
Bang, there's the next one, straight in it.
Car
Torn
90.
the wheel off. Next one,
Bauquet.
Bauquet, maybe oil on the road up there. He's trying to steer the thing. The wheel has run off the other Toyota, and Bauquet at this stage gets the shimmies on and props at the top of the hill. Another Toyota replay for you as they come up over the top of West End Bend. Boom! Whoop.
That was the Cicotto car.
That was Johnny Cicotto.
And the race will be underway once more. Second time we've had the pace car out here.
Well, there we go. Now that, I believe, well, it's just incredible. I thought they were supposed to spend a lap behind the pace car. At the moment, the pace car's placed 15th in the race.
Wasn't Cicotto penalised 3 minutes for doing this the last time out?
I'd say so.
Yep. What they are supposed to do is to follow the pace car around, because his lights being out are a signal to the marshals to withdraw their yellow flags.
There's no way, though, that the Sierra or the BMW, they're both very experienced. There's no way they'd have passed him, I would think, anyway, unless he'd waved them past.
The yellow flags are still out.
Yeah.
Well, Soper has a lap plus on his nearest competitors at the moment, and his nearest competitor is teammate Klaus Ludwig in the number 7 Texaco car. Then Johnny Cicotto, Peter Brock, and all the dramas aren't on the track, Neil Crompton.
Certainly not, Gary. In fact, there's going to be one very big drama at the end of this race. I just chanced on a story a moment ago about possible illegal fuel in both the Texaco Sierras. Now, I've spoken with a Confederation of Australian Motorsport official who has taken a sample of the fuel from the vent bottle and also a sample of fuel from their overhead 120-litre refill compartment. The fuel that came out of the vent bottle blew the hydrometer off the clock. I'll let you read your own rules into that. And the fuel that was taken out of the overhead refill container, he said, quote, was almost right. So, work it out yourself. At the moment, the lap board says 139 laps. Cars 6 and 7 lead the race. And Peter Brock is in 3rd position in car number 10. But at the end of this racing afternoon, there's going to be a lot of discussion about those 2 lead cars.
Let's go to Neil Crompton.
Well, Brock's just given me the thumbs up. It's the usual confident, happy and positive Peter Brock who's in the car at the moment. He's gone at the time of about 25 seconds and he is gassing in the Commodore. He's put slick tyres on. He's in 3rd position. The drama continues with the Texaco Ford Sierras. Victory number 9 could be on the way.
Thank you, Neil Crompton. We've got the little BMW trying to give him a terrible time. Down through the S's now to the dipper. That's all fine. Brock just trying very, very carefully to stay on the only dry line. Look how narrow it is.
That's young Garry Brabham behind him.
Now Brock will float it through here, see if he gets it a bit of opposite lock as he comes out. The dry line's out there, fortunately. Now he should be able to run away from Brabham down the straight beneath the GIO bridge. Okay, this great scrap continues. Here's the BMW, the Fangio, Brabham. And here's Brocky.
Yeah, that was quite funny because the BMW got past him and Brocky immediately decided he got the power and moved out right in front of the Sierra.
And the BMW is going to nip and tuck here on the inside, but he has to give way to that. Let's see what happens going up the hill. Brocky sideways comes out of Motorcraft.
Don't think Steve Soper was too impressed by all that.
Coming up on the Oxo Supercube Sierra. Brock floats it down beneath the Nissan bridge. They drop over the top, coming down to Forest Elbow. And Brock has been able to hold the bimmer there. Gets some real horsepower, unleashes itself now. Conrod straight once again. Here's the last lap board now for young Briton Steve Soper as he takes out on the last lap around Mount Panorama for the James Hardie 1000, 1987. Still a 2-lap advantage over teammate Klaus Ludwig. There has been some controversy regarding the cars, as reported by Neil Crompton from the pits today. One of the BMWs coming up, taking advantage as Soper will not make a mistake. And looming in the different background, of course, is Peter Brock. To the top of Mount Panorama, heading up to West End Bend for the final time. Brocky pulls 1 lap back as he gets out of the way. Coming up to the fans on top of Mount Panorama. He sweeps through, coming down to the Castrol sand trap. There are the fans giving him a tremendous cheer as Soper sweeps across. Heads down to the right-hander, down to the S's.
Young Steve Soper's he's had 2 seconds and 2/3 in World Touring Car this year, but this will be his first win in World Touring Car Championship.
Soper swings it back as a look over the shoulder. Heads down to Bridgestone Bridge for the final time. And the World Touring Car Championship for 1987 has arrived at Bathurst this weekend. The 1987 James Hardie 1000 will go to Steve Soper of Great Britain in the Texaco Ford Sierra, and he takes the checkered flag. Second place will officially go to his teammate Klaus Ludwig, who will be 2 laps down in the number 7 Eggenberger Ford Texaco Sierra. And third place will go to Australia's Peter Brock in the Mobile Commodore. All the Brock fans waiting for Peter Perfect to come across the line, and he does just that. What a reception.